In the quiet room, Lily, a smart little girl, sat properly, lost in the world of books. She turned each page, her bright eyes fully focused. But then, a rumble sound from her little tummy pulled Lily back to reality. She was hungry. The book was almost finished, but Dad still wasn't awake. Lily ran into the bedroom, and the only sound that greeted her was her dad's steady, carefree snoring. "Dad!" Lily called out, not a ripple. Mission, Wake Up Dad, officially began.
Dad.
First, she grabbed the blanket and pulled it hard. Dad just shifted a little and kept snoring.
Lily, gì đây?
How annoying! Out of options, Lily used her final move. She snuggled into her dad's arms, nuzzling her little head against his chest like a cuddly kitten. "Dad, wake up! Please wake up!" Finally, the mountain began to move. Lily immediately followed her dad to the bathroom.
Giờ cái mặt thế ha. Con mở nước cho ai đi Lily. Mở nước. Mở đây, đúng rồi.
She patiently waited for him to wash his face.
Được chưa? Rồi đóng lại đi con.
When he was done, the two headed to the kitchen. But Lily hadn't let go of her dad yet. She refused to walk on her own, clinging tightly to him.
Con ngồi đây này. Sao?
Her little mouth pouted, her face showing a clear, sulky look. "It's because you woke up late. I'm starving."
Hôm qua mình làm hơi mệt nên dậy muộn.
Dad laughed, carrying his little monkey to the counter and placing a big watermelon on the cutting board. Immediately, Lily's sulkiness vanished, replaced by bright, excited eyes.
Con bỏ cái thứ ba đi. Rồi đó. Ngon quá ha. Nè, trời ơi. Tuyệt vời lắm Ly. Chờ ba tiếp, ba làm cho. Ba tiếp nha.
Dad started to peel the rind. The tough green skin came off in long strips. Lily immediately showed she was a capable helper. Wherever Dad peeled, she quickly picked up the pieces of rind and carefully put them in a nearby basket. While working, her curiosity sparked. She secretly lifted a piece of watermelon rind to her mouth and took a bite. The bitter, hard taste made her scrunch up her face and quickly spit it out, making her dad chuckle.
Ba làm cho Ly một ly nước ép nhá, một ít tí để ăn nữa ha, được không? Rồi, từ đã. Phải quá ha. Cha cũng ngồi đây.
Next was cutting the watermelon. Dad carefully cut the red fruit into neat cubes. Lily was just as quick, picking up the juicy red pieces and putting them into a large bowl.
Bỏ vô đi con. Đây luôn. Bỏ vô đi con. Đây luôn. Bỏ vô đi. Đây nữa. Thẳng đi nha. Bỏ vô đi. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Thêm ít nữa nha. Có vẻ hơi ít đấy.
The work was going smoothly until Dad turned away for 1 second to get something. Lily immediately seized the opportunity, quickly grabbing a piece of watermelon, popping it into her mouth, and chewing happily, her face full of satisfaction.
Rồi, bà để cái này ra đây nhé. Xay nhé.
And now for the most exciting part, making juice.
Rồi, đi bỏ này vào đây đi. Bỏ này này. Đây.
Lily seriously helped her dad put the cut watermelon into the blender. Her little hands carefully dropped in each piece, her eyes never leaving the machine.
Đây, nó bỏ đây đi. Bỏ đây con, bỏ đây. Đưa lưới đi, bỏ lưới đi, lưới đi. Đây này, cái đây này. Đúng rồi, bỏ đây này. Bỏ vô.
When everything was ready, Dad placed his hand over Lily's little hand, and together they pressed the start button. The machine roared to life. Whir! In just a moment, Dad turned off the machine and poured out a glass of bright red, fragrant watermelon juice. The sweet smell hit Lily's nose, making her gulp.
Rồi.
She really wanted to drink it right away, but she was surprisingly patient.
Để làm cho Ly một
She
đĩa nữa
knew
nha.
Dad wasn't finished.
Ly thêm một đĩa
Lily
nha.
stood still, watching her dad continue to cut the rest of the watermelon into small pieces, arranging them carefully on a plate.
Này, nó bỏ đây đi. Đúng rồi, đây nữa này. Đây nữa. Đúng rồi đấy. Đây nữa. Đây nữa con. Đây nữa đi. Đây nữa. Đây nữa đi. Đây. Đây nữa đi. Đó. Đây. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Làm nhanh nhé.
When everything was ready, they carried their creation to the living room. Lily got to enjoy the cold, sweet juice first. The delicious taste made her close her eyes in happiness.
Rồi, vào đây, ăn. Vào đây ăn. Ăn đi. Rồi, mình ăn đi. Rồi, xoay kìa.
After that, she started to take care of the plate of fresh red watermelon next to her.
Đúng rồi đấy. Giỏi. Đúng rồi, chậm lại thôi nào. Đúng rồi.
After eating her fill, Lily didn't run off to play. She ran to get a roll of paper towels and gave it to her dad to wipe the table.
Cảm ơn nhé. Qua đây ngồi này, qua đây. Vào nhà đi nhé, đi lấy cho bà khăn đi.
Then, Lily ran to get a cleaning cloth and started her important job, cleaning the house, helping her dad keep their home clean while he went to the kitchen to wash the dishes and glasses.
Kia, để đi đi rửa cái đồ canh của con ăn đấy. Lau cho ba cái này nhé. Được không? Ha. Nè, xuống đi con, lau đi. Lau đi.
The little girl used all her strength, pushing the cloth down on the floor with her tiny hands.
Đúng rồi, đây này. Đây này. Đây này. Đúng rồi. Kia con. Lau đây con. Cảm ơn nhé. Chúc bạn nhé.
Because she was pushing so hard, her little bottom stuck up in the air with effort as she moved back and forth, trying to wipe up every drop of water on the floor. Her serious, busy efforts helped her dad keep their house clean and tidy.
Đi giỏi quá đi ơi. Chúc bạn đi nhé.
Just as she finished wiping the last spot, Lily suddenly heard her dad call from the kitchen. Can my little princess help me run to the grocery store at the end of the alley and buy a bag of salt? Without needing her dad to say another word, the little girl quickly ran to get her small crossover bag, something she always took when she went out. Like a pro, Lily put the strap over her shoulder and adjusted it. Once ready, she ran back to her dad and stood seriously. Dad laughed at her serious expression, put some change in Lily's bag, and reminded her, "Be careful when you go out. Remember to watch the road." Before Dad could even add, "Remember to wear your hat," Lily already understood. She knew the rule for going out when it was sunny was to wear a hat. She ran to get her favorite straw hat herself and put it on her head, carefully pulling the brim down to shade her forehead.
Rồi, xin rồi. Đẹp rồi.
She waved goodbye to her dad and quickly ran off. Lily crossed the familiar paths in her neighborhood. She wasn't lost at all. confidently turning into a small alley as a shortcut. In just a moment, she was standing in front of the grocery store.
Tôi có thể giúp gì được cho bạn Lily?
Walking into the store, she went straight to the spice aisle, stood on her tiptoes, and quickly chose the exact brand of salt her dad always used. Lily carefully opened her bag, took the money out to pay the shopkeeper, and then quickly brought the salt home. When she got home, she called out, "Dad, the salt is here."
Ly ơi, đây à. Rồi, Ly nhé, đi đây rồi đó.
My girl is so smart, thank you.
Có gì trứng đấy?
Dad patted Lily's head and took the bag of salt.
Ăn trứng không? Ly lấy cho bà kéo này. Đây, đây. Đây, đây. Để hũ nha. Đổ muối vào đây ha.
While Dad poured the salt into the jar to prepare for lunch, Lily's curiosity sparked again. She dipped her fingertip in, put it in her mouth, and her little face immediately wrinkled up from the salty taste. Dad saw her and chuckled. Salt is very salty. You can't eat it raw.
Cho ít vào đây. Cho vào đây nhé. Cho ít thôi nhé. Ha. Mặn ha.
She didn't run off to play. She pulled over a small stool and sat next to her dad, watching him fry the eggs.
Trứng nhé. Đi ăn trứng không? Ăn trứng không? Trứng chiên nhé. Ăn thử nào. Đây là trứng chiên nhé. Được không?
She watched intently as her dad cracked the eggs into a bowl, whisked them, and poured them into the sizzling pan. Lily loved watching the yellow, fragrant egg take shape.
Thấy không? Thấy chưa? Thấy chưa? Đó. Đẹp không? Đẹp không? Cái này tránh xa nó ra nhé, không nóng nữa. Đấy là xong rồi ăn nhé. Thấy chưa?
Finally, when the eggs were cooked, Dad finished making lunch. Dad served the simple meal with a plate of fragrant fried eggs with onions and a bowl of vegetable soup in the living room. Lily had already run over and sat next to her dad, waiting eagerly. Dad smiled, served the rice, and put food on Lily's plate. He gave her the biggest piece of egg. Just like that, Lily and her dad's simple but loving lunch began.
Ăn trứng này đi, trứng này. Ăn mỗi cơm không phải? Rau này. Rau này đi. Thấy rau không? Này. Thế ăn mỗi cơm thôi nhỉ? Không thích ăn đồ ăn à? Đẩy rau đây. Cẩn thận nào.
Lily's cheerful chatter mixed with her dad's gentle care, creating a warm and happy afternoon.
Sao thế? Trứng ngon mà. Trứng ngon mà. Ngon nhỉ? Được không? Ăn rau được đấy. Cái này. Cái này đi.
The warm lunch ended, and Lily's full stomach and her dad's care made her very happy. She happily climbed into her familiar chair to watch the computer on the desk, completely lost in the colorful cartoon world.
Linh vào học bài nhé, bay làm nhé.
Suddenly, Dad has to go out for a little while, Lily. Be good at home, okay?
Dad.
She quickly scrambled off the chair and padded out to the living room. Dad, wait for me! Lily ran after him to the front door, but all she could do was stop short. The vehicle had already zoomed off. Dad had disappeared around the corner. A huge wave of disappointment hit her. Lily stood behind the clear glass door, her two small hands pressed flat against the cool glass. She called for her dad hopelessly. Dad! Dad! Her calls were blocked by the silent glass, weak and lost in the midday quiet. She sadly turned around and ran back into the house. Her gaze passed over the laptop, which was still on, but all her interest was gone. Wanting to wait for her dad, Lily, with her smarts and determination, used all her strength and began to drag a chair close to the front door. This was a strategic position where she could see her dad the very second he appeared. But Lily waited for a very long time. She changed her lying position many times, sometimes lying on her back, hands on her forehead as if thinking, sometimes flipping over onto her stomach, resting her chin on her hands and staring at the door until her chin was sore, sometimes curling up like a little cat comforting itself. Dad still didn't come home. Lily couldn't patiently sit still any longer. She slid off the chair. With a visible sigh, Lily ran back inside the house, perhaps to find a toy or something to fill the empty time. After playing for a bit, Lily felt hungry again. She scampered to the yellow fridge, opened it, and pulled out a bright red dragon fruit. With a fork as her weapon, Lily sat at the table and tried to open it. However, the thick, slippery skin gave her trouble. After struggling for a moment, Lily decided to use brute force. She threw the dragon fruit hard onto the floor, smashing it open and splattering pink juice everywhere. Unfazed by the mess she'd made, Lily happily used her fork to scoop out and eat the sweet fruit. When she finished eating, perhaps feeling a little guilty about the mess, Lily started to clean up. She picked up the broken pieces of the dragon fruit peel, gathered them together, and put them in a small basket. After finishing her job, Lily ran to her soft cushion, lay down, and rolled back and forth, her face adorably smeared with pink dragon fruit stains. Sleepiness quickly set in after such a long day. Lily lay quietly on her cushion, her eyes getting heavy before slowly closing. She fell into a deep sleep, ending a long day filled with mischievous games and sweet moments with her beloved dad. Dad led Lily to a small wooden table and kindly set out some pre-cut grapes on a plate for her. Lily sat nicely on her chair, holding a small fork, and carefully speared each piece of grape, enjoying her snack. Meanwhile, maybe from being out in the sun, Dad felt a bit tired. He walked over to the sofa and lay down to rest. After finishing her snack, Lily saw her dad lying down, tired. She immediately ran to his side, climbed up onto his chest, pressed her cheek against his, and gave him sweet kisses, as if trying to comfort him.
Thương bác hả? Thương nha.
Seeing he still seemed tired, Lily suddenly had an idea. She quickly ran back to the fridge, opened the door, grabbed a bottle of cold water, and brought it to him. Dad was very surprised and touched by his little daughter's thoughtful gesture. He sat up, took the water bottle, and smiled, thanking Lily.
Cảm ơn Ly nhé. Để ba tự mở cho nhé. Con mở luôn hả? Tôi để ba tự mở cho nhé. Cảm ơn Ly nhé. Tôi ngồi đây, Ngồi xuống đi, ngồi đây.
After taking a drink and feeling better, Dad wrapped his arms tightly around Lily.
Đi giỏi nhỉ? Lấy nước ở đâu đấy? Lấy nước ở đâu đấy? Có vẻ đâu? Anh nghỉ tí nhé. Đi.
He gently settled her on his chest, and the two of them drifted off into a peaceful, warm afternoon nap together. One peaceful morning, in their sunny home, Lily, an adorable baby monkey with pinkish fur, was enjoying a sweet moment with her dad. He gently held her in his lap, carefully and tenderly, trimming each of her tiny fingernails.
Có một chút đẹp rồi đấy. Rửa nha. Đánh nè cho nó sạch nha.
Lily sat obediently in his warm embrace, her trusting eyes looking around as she soaked in the feeling of being safe and cared for.
Thấy chưa? Thôi đi học bài nhé.
When he finished, Dad smiled and patted his little daughter's head.
Đi nấu đồ ăn cho Ly ăn nhé.
As if she knew the routine, Lily hopped down from his lap and scampered over to her small study table. She climbed onto her chair and began flipping through the pages of a book, pretending to study hard. With a pencil in hand, Lily scribbled aimlessly in her notebook, occasionally looking up as if searching for something more exciting. In the background, Lily's dad was busy in the kitchen doing housework. Lily peeked over at him every now and then before looking back at her notebook.
Viết đi con, viết bài đi nhé, biết chưa? Rồi, viết bài đi.
Suddenly, a little
Lily,
rumble
đói
rumble
bụng hả?
came from
Có bỏng
Lily's
xuống đấy.
tummy. Hearing it,
Rồi, lại
Dad
lấy xuống
turned
đi.
and said,
Lại tủ đi xuống đi con.
"Is Lily's tummy hungry? Why don't you go to the fridge and get yourself some milk?" She left her desk and walked straight to the bright yellow refrigerator. With her small hands, Lily cleverly opened the door and pulled out a carton of fresh milk. She brought it back to her desk, carefully stuck a straw in, and started to drink.
Lily, ngủ ngon nhé. Xong nhé, bài đi con.
Her eyes sparkling with delight. While sipping her milk, Lily looked over at her dad, who had now started doing the laundry, as if to confirm he was still occupied. When she finished, Lily responsibly threw the empty carton in the trash, pretending to be a very neat little girl. Back at her desk, Lily picked up her pencil, but it was clear her focus was gone. Her mischievous eyes darted around the room, as if looking for an escape route. She pretended to draw in her notebook, but her mind was already on adventures outside.
Sao? Tốt rồi nhé, bài đi nhé, được chưa? Ngoan được chưa?
When her dad walked past with a basket of clothes and went into the bathroom, Lily knew she had the perfect chance to carry out her plan. She stared at her book for another moment, then suddenly stood up, looking very determined. Lily tiptoed to the front door, trying to open it. She peeked out, her eyes wide with curiosity and a desire to explore the world outside. After making sure her dad was still busy, Lily made her move. Lily found a cute straw hat. She put it on her head, looking like a tiny farmer. She quickly slipped out the door and confidently walked out the gate. Immediately, Lily ran across the green grass and straight to the goat pen, where her best friend was waiting. With her usual agility, Lily skillfully climbed onto the goat's back and started to ride. She happily rode the goat all around the garden. While back in the house, her dad was completely unaware of his mischievous daughter's great escape. During her ride, Lily spotted a ripe yellow watermelon lying on the ground. She immediately climbed off the goat, managed to pick up the watermelon, and eagerly shared it with her four-legged friend. The two of them enjoyed the tasty snack together, and Lily gently petted her goat friend. A little while later, Lily's dad finished the laundry and returned to the room, only to find her desk empty. He looked around, puzzled.
Lily. Lily.
Worried, he rushed into the garden, calling Lily's name and searching everywhere.
Lily. Tao mua Lily để đây.
Eventually, he found Lily's straw hat lying next to the goat's feeding trough, the only clue to her adventure. He looked around, calling her name again, but got no answer.
Lily.
Dad had no idea that just a few feet away, hidden in a thick bush, his little monkey was hiding, peeking out at him with a proud look on her face, pleased with her successful escape.
Lily. Ăn gì đây? Ăn dưa à? Hả? Ăn dưa à? Dưa thơm nhỉ?
After her garden adventure, Lily came back inside. The golden afternoon sun stretched across the village path, signaling that a long day was coming to an end. After school, Dad came to pick Lily up. On the familiar dirt road, Lily looked adorable with her small, pretty straw hat and a neat little backpack. She toddled along beside her dad, her clear eyes curiously observing everything around her. Occasionally, she would stop to pluck blades of green grass from the roadside with her tiny hands and respectfully offer them to her dad, like a small, loving gift. The two continued their journey, each heart warmed with a private joy. Arriving in their cool yard brought a sense of relief to them both.
Đúng rồi, ngồi đây con.
The first thing Lily did was fumble to take off her heavy backpack, mumbling a request. Dad, can you put this away for me, please? Dad smiled, gently taking the backpack and placing it neatly in a corner. Today, we're going to make some super delicious watermelon juice, Dad suggested.
Bây giờ làm nước cho Ly ra uống nhé, được không?
The kitchen instantly became a lively place.
Đây, kiểm tra đi. Bỏ cái gì con? Bỏ cái rác kìa. Đây, đâu rồi? Bỏ đây. Đúng rồi. Để bỏ rác đấy nhé. Rồi, bỏ Ly ha.
Dad took a large watermelon and cut it in half.
Rồi. Wow.
Revealing the juicy, deep red flesh.
Để làm kỹ nhé. Tốt tốt được kỹ nhé. Đừng có đẩy nha. Để làm Ly nhé. Bỏ đi gọt kia đi con.
He skillfully peeled away the tough green rind. Lily didn't stand still. She was given a very important mission to pick up the pieces of watermelon rind her dad had just cut and put them into a small basket. She worked very seriously, her cheeks puffed out in concentration.
Yeah.
When the vibrant red watermelon pieces were cut into cubes, Lily had a new task. Her small, nimble hands quickly and neatly moved each piece from the cutting board to a large bowl. She felt very grown up and useful helping her dad.
Thầy nhé.
When it was time to juice, Lily was incredibly excited. She stood next to the juicer, taking each piece of watermelon from her dad and skillfully pushing it into the machine. The whirring of the juicer sounded like a cheerful tune, and then a stream of brilliant ruby red juice slowly flowed out, filling the glass. A sweet, fresh aroma spread throughout the kitchen.
Thêm nữa. Thêm đi con. Đúng rồi. Đúng rồi, thêm cái nữa đi. Thêm nữa đi. Đúng rồi, thêm nữa đi. Đúng rồi, thêm cái nữa đi con. Một cái thôi, đây này, cái đây này. Lấy cái đó, đúng rồi. Lấy bỏ đây. Đấy. Rồi. Rồi, thầy tiếp nha. Đây, cái tay này. Đó, lại dưới đây nha. Ok. Được rồi. Rồi, đừng chả vào đi nha. Đừng chả vào đi. Đây. Vào đây.
The result of their teamwork was a glass of pure juice, with no added sugar, yet still bursting with natural sweetness.
Rồi. Tắt vào đây nha. Trả đĩa nha. Trả 3 đĩa. Thêm một đĩa sữa nữa nha.
Not only that, but Dad also thoughtfully prepared a plate of pre-cut watermelon, arranged beautifully.
Thêm một đĩa sữa nữa nha. Đấy. Rồi. Đây này, Ly ơi, Ly. Đây này, mở tủ đi con. Ui giời, lấy ống đi. Lấy ống đi, đúng rồi. Hai cái bàn đi.
Lily sat in her little chair, delightedly holding a straw and savoring the cool, sweet taste of the juice she had helped make.
Rồi. Ngon chưa?
It's so yummy, Dad. So refreshing. She closed her eyes to enjoy it. A small streak of juice still on the corner of her mouth, looking utterly charming. Lily picked up a small fork, carefully speared each piece of watermelon, and ate with relish, fully enjoying the peaceful and sweet moment with her beloved dad.
Trời, ngon ha. Từ từ thôi nhé, không có đổ nhé.
For Dad, happiness was sometimes just that simple. Walking home with his daughter, preparing a refreshing treat together, and seeing her eat and drink with such enjoyment. The sweetness of the watermelon today would perhaps become a sweet memory that would stay with them for the rest of their lives. While Lily was still enjoying her watermelon, her dad changed into his simple work clothes, slung his familiar hoe over his shoulder, and began his usual work. The sound of the hoe striking the ground was steady, turning over clumps of moist, soft earth, promising a good season of green vegetables for his little girl. Meanwhile, in a corner of the yard, little Lily, in a bright yellow shirt, her hands gripping the wooden fence, her big, round eyes fixed on her dad's sturdy back. In her eyes, her dad was immense, so strong. Suddenly, an idea sparked in her mind. Dad is working so hard, I have to do something for him. So she ran quickly back into the house. Lily went to her small desk, where her bag and helmet from the morning still lay. She carefully slung the bag over her shoulder, then climbed onto a cabinet to reach her blue helmet. She tried to put it on her head, looking quite comical. Her vehicle for the trip was a lovely pink toy car. She excitedly climbed in, gripping the steering wheel. Lily fumbled with all the buttons on the dashboard, but the car remained still. She looked around in confusion, not understanding why her adventure couldn't begin. A little disappointed, Lily quickly came up with a new plan. She climbed out of the car, went back to the cabinet, and swapped the helmet for her straw hat. She now looked like a real tiny farmer. With her straw hat and bag, she decided to undertake a more important mission, to buy water for her hardworking dad in the garden. She toddled down the village path to the small stall at the end of the lane.
Chào Ly nha. Em mới gì Ly? Con mới gì con lựa đi nha. Rồi lựa đi. Miếng này hả? Tiền tay ba nha. Cả đám.
She picked up a bottle of water, then solemnly held out her money to pay the shopkeeper, before quickly carrying the water back to her dad. Lily held the bottle, toddling along the dirt path, passing through her secret banana forest to get back to the garden. The water bottle in her hand felt like a precious treasure. Reaching her dad, she offered him the water. then stood on her tiptoes, taking his hat to wipe the beads of sweat from his forehead.
Đi đâu đây?
Her dad's heart melted at this small, yet deeply loving gesture.
Đâu, xem nào. Đây, tôi mở cho. Tôi vào đôi mát nhá, nắng quá. Nắng không? Tôi mở nhé, mở đi con. Mở đi. Mở đi. Đây. Đây ha.
He didn't drink right away, but opened the bottle and carefully held it to Lily's lips so she could drink first.
Nữa không? Nữa không? Rồi uống nhá, đứng yên con.
Under the afternoon sun, the two shared the cool, refreshing water. The sweetness of the water seemed to blend with the sweetness of their father-daughter bond, simple yet sacred. After their rest, the dad swept his little daughter up into his arms. Together, they walked through the banana garden, passed through the familiar gate, and returned home.
Mình để đi thu hoạch chuối chưa?
The dad's workday ended with that sweet image, an image of boundless love, of peaceful and priceless moments that would forever remain in the memories of them both. One quiet afternoon, in their familiar home, Lily was sitting neatly in her favorite yellow beanbag chair. She leaned against her dad as they watched films of their own past adventures on TV. Lily watched the screen intently, occasionally looking up at her dad with eyes full of trust and love. Suddenly, her dad stood up, patting Lily's head and saying, "Be a good girl, Lily. I'm just going to do your laundry." As soon as her dad was out of sight, the mischievous little girl sprang up. An idea sparked in her mind. She toddled over to the small yellow refrigerator, stood on her tiptoes to open the door, and pulled out a bright red apple, almost as big as herself. She happily hugged her prize, returned to her beanbag chair, and began to enjoy her snack. After finishing the apple, Lily went to the table and got a yogurt. She fumbled to open the lid and then ate it clumsily with a spoon, spilling yogurt all over the table and her pretty t-shirt.
Ủa, Lily, con làm gì vậy? Đói bụng à?
When her dad returned and saw his little girl's battlefield, he didn't scold her at all. He just gently pointed at the mess, and Lily seemed to understand, looking apologetic.
Chờ tí bà lên bà làm cho ăn chứ, hả? Nè, nè, áo này, bà mới giặt xong đấy nhỉ, thấy không? Thấy không? Thấy chưa? Bẩn hết rồi đấy kìa, rồi táo mà ăn được vứt kìa kìa. Ăn cái gì vậy? Ăn phải cẩn thận chứ, sạch sẽ chứ, thấy chưa? Rồi bà thường nhé, không được như vậy nghe chưa? Này này. Thôi đừng ăn cái đó nữa, đưa bà xúc cho ăn, đây, bà xích cái đây. Đây, đó. Ăn đi rồi bà thay đồ rồi giặt quần áo thấy chưa? Giặt đi cho Ly luôn nhá. Đúng rồi. Lần sau kêu ba nhé. Rồi con qua lấy giấy đi. Đi qua lấy giấy đi. Kìa. Đúng rồi, qua đây nào. Đúng rồi.
Her dad gave her a paper towel and patiently showed her how to clean the table. Lily obediently followed his lead, wiping up the yogurt spills and then carrying the dirty paper to the trash can to throw it away.
Ăn nốt nhé. Kìa quá. Được chưa? Kìa quá. Rửa hết cái áo rồi kìa. Rồi, hết rồi. Rồi, lấy thêm giấy đi, lấy thêm giấy ba lau miệng nhá. Lấy thêm giấy đi. Rồi, lấy ba lau miệng nhá.
Seeing that his daughter knew how to admit her mistake and fix it, her dad lovingly wiped her hands and mouth, then lifted her up to change her dirty shirt.
Rồi, thôi không ăn nữa, không ăn nữa nhá. Biết là Ly thích rồi ha. Đây, đây cái bỏ rác đi, bỏ rác đi. Rồi, qua đây. Đây, đi bật cởi áo này. Đấy này. Ôi giời, cởi ra. Cởi ra. Đây cho ba. Rồi. Để đây mà giặt luôn nhé. Này, đi rồi, bỏ cái táo thùng rác không? Thùng rác đi. Bỏ thùng rác đi con. Không ăn nữa, bỏ thùng rác đi. Đúng rồi. Ồ, giỏi lắm. Thôi đi đây nè, đi đây ba nè.
Oh my god.
Oh,
đâu rồi? Các bạn vào đây đi. Đi ơi. Ủa? Ui. Sao vệ sinh hả? Ồ, xong chưa? Để con xả nước cho má. Ui, tiếp. Đau bụng hả? Ồ, đây. Ồ, trời. Rồi, thế. Để thay đổi nha. Sao vậy? Sao rồi, đau bụng hả? Ồ, sao vậy? Đau bụng hả con? Các bạn xem nào. Các bạn xem nha. Đây. Nằm đây ha. Đấy, cho cái gối nhá. Chờ bà tí nhá, để cho đi cái gối. Sao rồi, đau bụng hả? Trời. Nghe tiếng bụng sôi luôn đấy.
As evening fell, sensing his daughter might not be feeling well,
Đau bụng hả?
Dad laid Lily down gently on the bed.
Thương quá hả? Thương rồi, nằm đây nghỉ nhá. Ha. Nằm nghỉ ngơi ha. Đau bụng hả? Đau nhiều không? Đau nhiều không? Có đau nhiều không? Trời, ăn nhiều thế đấy. Bụng căng này, ăn nhiều đấy con. Ăn nhiều thế? Sao ăn nhiều quá vậy? Ăn ít thôi, ăn vừa đủ thôi ha. Chứ ăn nhiều quá đầy bụng đau bụng nhá. Nhá. Ở đây ha. Đây nhá. Đây đi mua thuốc cho Ly nhá. Được không? Mua thuốc cho Ly nhá. Nha. Mua thuốc cho con nhá. Ở đây đây. Hả? Rồi, để ba chỉnh nhá. Rồi. Con nằm nghỉ ha. Nằm nghỉ để ba mua thuốc cho Ly nhé. Rồi ha. Con nằm để ba đi mua thuốc cho Ly nhé.
He put on his jacket and helmet and hurried out on his old motorbike. He drove to a nearby pharmacy and bought a few more packs of vitamins for his little girl. When he returned home, he went straight to the bedroom. Lily was still lying obediently on the bed, her big round eyes watching him. He sat down softly.
Được không? Bụng no có mà thấy chưa này? Đau bụng thấy chưa? Đau này không?
Opened another tube of vitamins.
Uống cái này giúp tiêu hóa con khỏe hơn nhé. Thấy không? Giỏi quá hả? Chờ tí nha. Chắc mệt đúng không? Chắc mệt đúng không? Đây. Uống đi con. Cố lên nhé.
And patiently fed it to Lily, spoonful by spoonful.
Đúng rồi, con giỏi lắm. Đúng rồi, cố gắng uống này, nó khó uống tí thôi ha. Đó, cố lên nào. Đó. Giỏi đi. Đó. Sao. Đấy. Đó, cố lên nào. Xíu thôi. Xíu thôi ha. Xíu thôi. Uầy. Xíu thôi ha. Đó. Cố lên, xíu thôi con. Sao, cố uống nhá, thấy chưa? Này, ba thử nha. Ngon lắm, thật. Ngon thật. Nè, thử đi. Âm nè. Uống hết 3 giờ đi chơi nhá. Uống hết mai 3 giờ đi chơi ha. Đấy, đi chơi là uống này. Đi chơi là uống này. Cố lên ạ. Cố lên nè. Đi chơi được nha, đi chơi ha. Mai chở đi chơi nha. Mai chở đi cà phê ha. Nha. Đây tiếp ha, thầm xíu thôi nha.
Every gesture he made was filled with care and concern.
Rồi. Đây uống xíu rồi mai chở đi cà phê nha. Nào chở nè. Nào, tiếp nào, xíu nữa thôi. Đấy, xíu nữa thôi mai chở đi cà phê nè. Giỏi nè. Nè. Thôi hả. Nè. Nè, giỏi mai chở cà phê nha. Nè. Đấy, bà uống hết này. Rồi nha. Nè, tiếp ha. Xíu nữa thôi ha. Mai chở cà phê nha. Nào. Xíu thôi. Cố lên nè. Đúng rồi Mai nè. Mai chở cà phê. Mai chở đi uống cà phê ha. Cho con uống sữa trái cây nha. Được không? Nè, tí nữa thôi, uống xíu nữa thôi. Xíu ha. Xíu thôi. Đấy thấy chưa? Đấy, nè, tí nữa thôi. Xíu nữa thôi. Xíu thôi. Thôi rồi. Vậy thôi ha.
After making sure she had finished her medicine,
Mai khỏe,
he caressed her, stroking her head to comfort her.
Liêu chị uống rồi kìa, trời ơi, khó quá. Uống có xíu à. Thôi nghỉ đi ha.
Dad gently laid her head on a soft pillow and covered her with a pink fleece blanket. He leaned down and placed a loving goodnight kiss on his little daughter's forehead. Lily's day ended in the warm and gentle care of her dad. Under the golden afternoon sun, the clever little monkey named Lily skipped happily home after a long school day. With a cute little backpack on her back and a wide-brimmed hat, Lily looked just like a diligent schoolgirl. But just as she passed through the gate, a strange feeling washed over her. Lily instinctively glanced back at the empty road, feeling as if someone was watching her from a distance. I must be overthinking it, Lily muttered to herself. She shook her little head, chasing away the unsettling feeling, and quickly ran inside. Leaving the strange feeling behind, Lily entered the house and immediately showed her tidiness. She carefully took off her backpack and hat, placing them on a cabinet before running to the living room. It was time to relax. Lily flopped onto the soft armchair, grabbed the remote, and turned on her favorite cartoon channel. Her kind dad had already prepared a plate of juicy red apples. Lily happily sat at the table, picked up a fork, and enjoyed each crisp, sweet slice. But a moment later, Lily suddenly felt her stomach churn uncomfortably. Perhaps the apple was a bit cold. She winced and hurried to the restroom to relieve herself. It was while Lily was in the restroom that a strange figure stealthily snuck into the house. The very same person who had been watching her earlier. When Lily came out, her small heart felt like it would leap out of her chest. A complete stranger was brazenly rummaging through the cabinet in the living room. Terrified, Lily quickly hid behind a wall, peeking out with bated breath. The thief found nothing of value and headed straight for her dad's bedroom. He flung the door open and began scanning the room. Seeing this, the initial fear in Lily's heart began to fade. In its place, anger and a powerful thought ignited in her mind. This is my home. I can't let a bad guy destroy it. With her courage surging, Lily no longer hesitated. She looked around, grabbed a nearby red plastic back scratcher to use as a weapon. With a determined cry, Lily charged into the bedroom, raised the back scratcher high, and relentlessly attacked the thief. Ambushed by a small but fierce homeowner, the thief panicked, screamed, and fled for his life. The brave Lily chased him all the way to the door, making sure the danger was truly gone. After the thief had vanished, her burst of courage faded, and Lily felt her whole body ache with exhaustion. She slowly walked back inside, climbed onto the soft bed, and sat down, still panting from the recent fight. Just then, her dad walked in, saw the scene, and understood everything.
Em có trộm hả?
He gathered the little monkey in his arms, gently stroking her small back. His eyes were filled not only with relief, but also with immense pride and love for his brave little bodyguard. The gentle dawn cast a tranquil glow upon the river, dyeing the water's surface a shimmering gold. In that fresh and serene space, a father and daughter began their day with familiar exercises.
Đúng rồi. Ly giỏi quá. Ở đây nè. Ở đây nè. Ở đây. Bây giờ bà bày Ly đưa tập dục nhá. Chào không khí trong lành nhá. Đưa hai tay lên trời nè.
The dad moved gently through each motion, and his little daughter, Lily, dressed in comfortable clothes, watched with intense concentration. She was like a mirror, her small heart beating in rhythm with her dad's every gesture.
Đúng rồi, giỏi quá.
When her dad stretched his arms, her own small hands reached for the blue sky, trying to touch the clouds. Lily's intelligence and quickness brought a smile to her dad's face, a warm smile filled with pride and boundless love. After exercising, the two of them walked to an old green motorcycle. The dad carefully placed a blue helmet on Lily's head.
Đúng rồi.
And she quickly wrapped her arms tightly around his back, seeking safety and warmth for the ride home.
Nào, cẩn thận nhá. Rồi, đi thôi, đi về nhá. Cẩn thận nhá. Rồi, cho tôi đi. Rồi. Cất mũ đi nhá, cất đồ nhá. Cất mũ đây nè. Này, đi bỏ mũ này. Đây, bỏ mũ xuống. Ui giời ơi. Đó, bỏ lên đây cho con Ly nhá. Đó. Đi ra đây ngồi đi, đứng lên con. Ra đây ngồi nè, đây này. Rồi, cho mát nhá. Ngồi đây. Sáng ngày sớm thì có vui không? Sáng sớm lại đói không nào? Đi kiếm gian nhá.
Upon arriving home, their hungry stomachs began to rumble. Lily scampered to the yellow refrigerator, her eyes bright with the hope of finding something delicious.
Còn miếng táo à?
But when the door opened, the joy on her
Bây
face
giờ
suddenly
bạn đi
vanished.
mua gì ăn nhé.
Inside,
Đi nhé.
only a small slice of an apple lay lonely on a shelf.
Lấy túi đi.
Seeing the fleeting sadness in his daughter's eyes, her dad's heart sank a little.
Đây, đây. Đây chị nhá. Vào đây này. Đấy. Còn tiền không? Hết rồi đúng không? Đây, cho tiền nhé.
He took the apple slice, gently put it in his daughter's small crossbody bag, gave her some money, and told her to go buy more food.
Được chưa? Nhá, nhá. Lấy mũ đi. Lấy mũ đội khỏi nắng. Đội vào, đội đúng vào. Đội cái mũ vô. Ra đây cho ba chỉ ra. Đấy. À, đúng rồi, ba xem nào. Được không? Được không? Đi về sớm nhá. Thấy chưa? Không nắng chưa? Rồi con đi đi, đi đi. Bye bye.
On her way to the grocery store, Lily stopped by the side of the road, finding a cool spot under the shade of a tree. And took out the small apple slice her dad had given her. She ate it with appreciation, savoring every bit of the single slice's sweet, crisp taste. After finishing, she continued on her way. After walking a short distance, Lily felt that something was missing. She reached for her head and realized with a jolt that she had forgotten her favorite straw hat, where she had just been resting. Worried, she turned back. Luckily, her hat was still there, lying peacefully on the grass.
Hi Lily. Lily không có gì đó Lily.
Arriving at the grocery store, Lily was greeted by a colorful world of endless choices. She stood hesitating between the plump, juicy red apples and the fragrant packages of instant noodles. She craved the apples, but then the image of her hungry dad at home flashed in her mind. Between her own desire and her love for her dad, Lily didn't hesitate to choose the noodle packages. She said goodbye to the shopkeeper and happily returned home. When she got home, Lily proudly handed the packages of noodles to her dad.
Ba cho tiền đi mua đi ăn trái cây mà. Cho tiền đi ăn trái cây mà. Mua này gì? Mua này làm gì? Bây giờ đi đến đây ăn nhá. Tao cứ đi đây đi kia kìa. Ha. Nào, đây là. Đây. Mua đây nhá. Đây túi vào. Túi đây. Rồi, em còn tiền không? À, hết tiền rồi này. Không gì hết tiền rồi đúng không? Cái gì nhá? Vào đây cho con nhá. Lên trên đi, ngồi đi. Đây, vào đây.
After proudly giving the noodles to her dad, Lily sat obediently in her favorite chair, waiting.
Không? Chắc là bụng đúng không? Cái bụng vẫn mua mì đúng không? Mua mì cho đi nhé. Đó, thấy chưa? Thơm không? Thơm nhỉ? Trời ơi. Em thử nhé. À, để đây mình đậy lại sau nhé. Bây giờ đi ra kia ngồi chờ ba nhé. Ba chế nước nóng. Xong rồi ăn ra uống ăn nhé. Con xuống đi con, xuống đi. Xuống ra bàn đi. Chờ con, nước nóng lắm. Không chơi được.
From the kitchen came the familiar clinking sounds, and soon a rich, warm aroma of noodles began to fill the house. The scent made Lily's hungry stomach growl even more, but she waited patiently. Her eyes never left the kitchen, eagerly anticipating the results of her important trip. Before long, her dad brought out a steaming bowl of hot noodles.
Đây. Rồi, đây nhá. Đi đây này. À, chết rồi. Lily. Con lấy đĩa đi, con lấy đĩa của mình đi. Đúng rồi, ngay đây. Đúng rồi. Đây nha, để bà lấy cho mình một miếng nha.
Wow. The two of them sat together, slurping and enjoying their breakfast. The sound of slurping noodles mixed with the happy glances they shared.
Đi ngoan nào. Đây, rửa ly nhé.
The dad picked out the best piece of cucumber from his bowl for Lily, and she looked up at him blissfully, her eyes sparkling with happiness.
Rồi, đấy, con ăn đi, đúng rồi. Đấy. Cái tay bỏ tay này xuống, đúng rồi. Sát rồi tí nữa, Đây, rồi. Vào tay đi, đúng rồi. Rồi ăn đi con. Đây. Đây. Đấy, con ăn đi, đúng rồi, con ăn đi. Ăn đi, ăn đi. Đúng rồi đấy. Rồi. Cầm xéo lại tí nha, cầm xéo lại xíu này. Xéo lại xíu, đúng rồi đấy. Đây ha, thật nha. Bỏ xuống xíu nha. Cầm vào. Đúng rồi.
The meal was simple, but it was perhaps the most delicious meal ever, seasoned with the love and sincere care they had for each other.
Dưa ngon hơn hả Ly? Đúng rồi đấy. Dưa ngon hơn, đúng rồi đấy Ly nhá. Này, dưa này, ta cho thêm dưa này nha. Cắm lên đây nào.
After the heartwarming breakfast of noodles filled with love, a sweet sleepiness set in. The dad and Lily took a short, peaceful nap together in their small home.
Bắt tay nào. Đi. Đi 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 nha.
When they woke up, the dad took Lily to the bathroom to get ready for their afternoon adventure.
Bà lại, đúng rồi. Này, đi nhanh đi.
The little girl showed great independence, holding her own toothbrush to brush her teeth, then skillfully splashing water on her face.
Đúng rồi.
She even nimbly helped her dad turn the faucet on and off. Small actions filled with intelligence and a cooperative spirit.
Rồi, đây nè. Ở đây nhé.
Once they were refreshed and clean, the dad took Lily outside to explore the world around them. Their first stop was the cowshed. Standing before such a large creature, Lily was a bit timid at first, hiding behind her dad's leg. But soon, her innate curiosity won over. She began to peek out, her big round eyes unblinking, captivated by the cow's every move, from the way it chewed its grass to the way its tail swished to chase away flies. A little while later, her dad took her hand and they continued their walk. This time, they visited her grandparents' house. As soon as they entered the yard, Lily ran straight to the chicken coop, where her grandparents' flock was leisurely strolling around, scratching the dirt for worms.
Đây đi. Đi đây. Gà đi. Gà đấy. Đi theo đi. Theo đi. Đi này. Đi lấy đồ gà nhé. Nha. Còn đi đi. Thấy không? Thấy gà đó.
After observing for a while, Lily ran into the house and then struggled to carry out a bowl of chicken feed.
Nha.
Father and daughter then scattered the golden corn kernels for the flock. Watching the chickens scramble to peck at the grains, Lily giggled. Her face lit up with delight.
Đó. Cầm cao lên con, cầm cao lên. Gà nha. Gà không? Thấy không? Ui gà đã gì? Gì? Nó mới xin quả trứng nha. Đúng chưa? Lên xin quả trứng nha. Xin quả trứng nha. Anh ăn nhiều nha. Kìa, kìa, hãy Ly. Được không? Thích nha. Cái nào lớn nha. Đi vào nha. Nào đi.
When the chickens were full, the dad led Lily to where they lay their eggs. Seeing the round, warm eggs nestled in the straw, Lily cried out with joy.
Cái gà này thấy không? Nè. Nè. Đi. Cầm xe đi, cầm xe đi. Cầm lên. Đúng rồi.
She quickly found a basket.
Đi đây, đây. Đây. Đây, đây. Đây, đây. Bỏ lên mấy cái. Đây đi, vào đây. Lấy mấy cái vào đây đi. Vào đây này.
And swiftly collected all the eggs into it.
Kia nữa. Nhanh lên, nó bắt đấy. Lấy đi. Mang đây, bỏ đây. Đúng rồi, 3 cái đây nhá. Lấy cái nữa không? Đây hả? Đây hả? Thôi để một cái lại nhá. Hay là lấy hết? Lấy hết hả? Thôi thế rồi.
Seeing the full basket, her dad gently explained that they should only take enough to eat, leaving the rest for the mother hen to hatch into little chicks. Understanding her dad, Lily obediently returned a few eggs to the nest. On the way home, Lily proudly helped her dad carry the basket of eggs. But before they had even left the gate, she accidentally dropped the eggs on the ground. Both of them gasped in alarm, but luckily, the thick layer of dirt cushioned the fall, and the eggs remained intact.
Đi nè. Đi đi. Đi này trước nè. Đây đi. Tiếp. Có chữ này bạn làm cái liền nhé. Được không? Làm cái chữ nhé. Rồi, ngồi đây nhé. Đi ghế ngồi đi con. Ngồi đây chờ nhé.
Back at home, while her dad boiled the eggs, Lily sat in her favorite beanbag chair, waiting patiently.
Đây, xong rồi Ly ơi.
Soon, her dad brought out the hot,
Cái
boiled
ngồi đây
eggs.
Đâu, cái nào? Cái này.
She carefully peeled off the thin shell and happily enjoyed the sweet reward of a meaningful outing with her dad.
Ngon quá. Đây đi. Đây này. Ngon quá.
One beautiful morning, in a small and cozy house, a clever little girl named Lily was engrossed in watching cartoons. Her dad wanted to make the apple-filled buns that Lily loves so much, but he discovered they were out of flour. A gentle voice called out from the kitchen. Lily, could you come in here with me for a moment? Lily reluctantly tore her eyes away from the screen and quickly ran into the kitchen. Let's make those apple buns you like, but we're all out of flour. Can you help me by going to the supermarket to buy some? Dad said to Lily. Hearing about her favorite buns, Lily squealed with delight and nodded eagerly, ready to take on the important mission. Her dad tenderly placed a small blue helmet on her head, carefully fastening the strap, and then put a cute little backpack on her.
Ở nhà ba dọn cái bếp xong rồi về để ba làm cho Ly nhá. Đây, giỏi lắm. Ly cẩn thận nhá. Đúng rồi.
Confident and independent, Lily walked out onto the porch by herself, where her familiar wooden cart was waiting, and began her little adventure with a look of determination. After a short distance, she saw a few small children playing happily. Drawn in by their cheerful laughter, Lily stopped her cart, intending to run over and play. But then she suddenly remembered the important task her dad had given her. She couldn't keep him waiting. Lily quickly said goodbye to her friends, gripped the handle of her wooden cart, and hurried towards the supermarket. She arrived at the supermarket, her bright eyes scanning around for the items her dad had mentioned. She stopped at the fruit counter, carefully selecting the reddest, juiciest apples.
2.
Lily knew this was the secret ingredient for their wonderful buns. After carefully choosing the apples, Lily also picked up a small bag of flour, loaded everything onto her cart, and began her journey home.
Thank you. La la la.
On the way back, while pushing her little cart full of her successful haul, Lily suddenly saw an old woman sitting huddled by the side of the road. She stopped her cart, hesitated for a moment, and then, without further thought, took the biggest, reddest apple from her basket, trotted over, and placed it in the old woman's hand. Although no words were spoken, Lily felt a warm joy spread throughout her body. That small act made her feel happier than watching a good movie or eating a delicious treat. When she got home, Lily proudly showed her dad her successful shopping trip.
Dad. Dad.
Ồ, về đây con. Đồ đâu? Rồi, chào ba tiếng nhé. Đây rồi ha. Đi học ha. Cái bộ này. Rồi.